Hey, what is up everybody? Blades for here, and today for you guys another video, Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about a good team to beat the level 25 of the at least box little boss fight, or I guess the fake Madarame fight here. And I feel like a lot of you guys really do need this team in general, or at least need somewhat of a gist of how this really does work here, because a lot of you guys had a question on why I didn't show a team yesterday. Now, for a lot of you guys information here, I did not complete that whole area just yet, and I think I was at like part 1 of the boss fight at the time, so I had to of course still do that off cam, and finally I did it off cam, and it's way easier than it looks. So I'm gonna be telling you guys a team today that you guys can go ahead and use. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, smash that like button and let's get straight into it. So for the team that I ended up using for this battle in general, and the team that's probably going to help you up to 25, I'm not going to do 30 because 30 is just absolute just me sitting here trying to flex, and I don't really feel like doing that on this account here. But 25 here is pretty darn easy. For the most part, you can kind of use the fire team if you want to, but I would suggest you guys to think about some things that are going to be like sustainability. So for the team that I ended up using here is pretty much the one trick wonder team that quite literally works with everything, and that is going to be this team. This team still, whether it's just PvE, what is it called, versus bosses in metaverse, versus palaces, versus any type of content, is going to be the team that you want to go ahead and run. You want to make sure no matter what, On is going to be the one at the back line, because of course you want to make sure you're getting your buffs, you're having the debuffs prepared, so then she can go ahead and take out the enemy. For the most part, when it comes down to at least the actual personas here, this is where you can get a little bit weird with some of the ones that you want to go ahead and use. I know specifically for myself, when I was going through this here, it really just came down to what I wanted to use in general here. I think one of them I ended up using was Ame, because I had at least a speed tuning on here. As for the rest, it definitely was going to be Yanosek, and I was using Norn. Norn himself, of course, is helping us, or at least Norn herself is helping us with the defense here. Whenever we do have that shield and it happens to get hit, of course there's a chance that we can get windswept on the enemy, making it a little bit easier to take down the defense. And of course we needed a physical damaging move to really kill off the nose in the middle, seeing that the nose itself is going to be able to absorb any element. So the physical hits is what we really needed for the nose, so I prepared something for that. As for the rest of the body parts here, everything is pretty much hittable as long as the nose is gone. The mouth is invulnerable for at least that period of time until the nose is gone, and we just pretty much have to play this over and over ring around the rosy with this boss. Now you could very well try to use Okion for this, or if instead of using Cattle you could very well use Marion for this. It's perfectly fine too. You just want to make sure you have enough sustainability, which is the reason that we have Soy. Soy himself is also going to allow our team to be a little bit more tanky, while still also allowing us to go ahead and deal some decent damage. He has an ice move. He also has himself a physical move, so he can deal damage to the nose himself as well. So it makes things a lot easier. Now, this team for the most part can do things on auto. I don't even have official sets on this whole team. As you can see, we can go ahead and check my revelation cards. We're using the power set for this character. And actually, I think this is the wrong power set, because this is my purple one. I may have moved my other one to at least Fleuret here, but we have of course that one on here, which I know I beat it with. We have Paddle with just a regular power set, nothing actually on him as well. Our puppet is not built whatsoever pretty much, so we're not getting anything off of that. And then our Soy really isn't built at all either. He just has this set on as well, which isn't even fully built. This is enough to get you to 25 pretty darn easily, so let's go ahead and at least showcase it. But if you don't want to use this team, I do have one other team that you very well could use. It's practically the same team itself, but instead of utilizing On here, you very well could utilize Fleuret. The only issue with this team is with him here, you do have to realize that he needs to be really strong. I would advise having the actual wind card set on him so he can dish out even higher damage markers, but also he would need to make sure he has his skills upgraded. So if you don't have him actually built, it probably isn't wise to go ahead and use him. So stick with the On team. But I'm just gonna put it on auto and at least maybe interject every now and again. It's pretty easy to see. You guys are gonna see it really quickly on how this is gonna go. Now the hardest part is probably living the first 2 rounds, I would say, because of course the eyes are going to be your main problem here. And the reason why I say that is because the eyes themselves can give them what is it called, are going to be helping out the mouth. The mouth is going to be attacking us multiple times, the eyes are going to be attacking us multiple times. So until we start getting rid of parts, we will not be able to really, like, you know, be free from a lot of this said damage. So we got one eye down, as you can see. That was very, very quick, so meaning it has to res. We can only have one eye pretty much interject and start commanding the mouth to hit us here, meaning we more or less can be very safe. If you can't kill an eye in the first round, that's where things are going to be a little bit risky for you, seeing that then it's going to hit you way more times than just that 2 times that we ended up getting hit there. It might hit you like 4 times, it might hit you 3 times, and you slowly have to work your way through it. As you can see with how the bot is going here, we have at least some buffs on our Yanosect. We're able to, of course, keep everyone good, and we slowly are killing this dude off. Now, currently, there is a cooldown on 25 at 30 if you want to complete it here. There will be no more cooldowns, so he will be reviving quite often here. You will have to, of course, adjust accordingly. Now, for us here, we're trying to complete this. So one of the few things I can say is when you do get to this point where, let's say you get to the nose, I would advise a lot of you guys to go ahead and take control yourself and try to hit this guy down here and then put it back on auto. Because the reason that you really want to do this, the most part, is to get as much physical damage off as possible. So if we can go ahead and do something like this, boom, we'll go ahead and continue. I think I'm actually doing the stamina version, which is, I feel like this is way too easy, because yeah, no, I think I'm doing the stamina version. Hold on, let me make sure, because this is really quick. We're killing this a little too fast. I think that's the stamina version. I don't want to really showcase that. I want to showcase the real version so you guys can actually see how this does go, because it is a little bit harder than this. Yeah, we were doing the stamina version. So challenge mode version is a little bit harder here, and I did it in 63 actions. It's going to take some time, but we're gonna just restart that because that was a ill representation of how I was doing things here, and I don't want to misinterpret that here. But I think I still was using Ame, so I think we're still looking good in terms of that. Let's go ahead and get back in here, and it's still the same thing. You go ahead and get this. It's gonna take a while. You're gonna have to weed it out even more so, and it is not nice. It is a definite what is it called, problematic boss. But your whole deal with this boss is you have to continuously weed him out. The same thing's gonna happen once you kill off an eye. It eventually is going to res, but you want to kill off the eye. You want to immediately then start focusing down the nose. Once the eye revives, kill the eye off again, focus the nose down. It's gonna take at least another good round or 2 till it revives, and you will have to continue pressing on to those matters. It is very annoying. It's over and over. It sucks to do. As you can see here, we didn't kill any of the eyes, so look what's happening. We have to slowly get hit by this, and that's 4 whole times. And you really want to make sure that when this happens here, that when you're doing this whole phase, everyone's getting hit. Because if it's one person getting a double hit, you're immediately going to die off here, especially on the challenge mode. So you will need to make sure you have a little bit of RNG with this run. Granted, once you do beat the run itself, you don't have to ever do that challenge mode ever again here, and it can be a little bit easier for you, but do keep in mind you will need to be as safe as possible. If you want with this team, I didn't try it myself though, if you want with this team, try to use the blue dagger, because the blue dagger will help you out a little bit more on sustainability, seeing it really specializes on the defensive side of things here. But as you can see, everyone is getting hit with this. Everyone has at least the little things on top of their heads, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult to go ahead and actually kill everyone off, as long as no one's getting double tapped. The second someone gets double tapped, you might as well kind of restart the run, because man, oh man, is it going to get bad. As you can see, one attack here, one attack here, he's taking chunks out of your health. So 2 attacks there, or at least another attack here, and then another attack here. Since all the damage is widespread, we're pretty much all good to go, and we can continue from here. Now there's 2 people who are only getting attacked, meaning the next round is going to be very much so very hurtful for us. So what we need to do now is try to kill off one of these eyes. The bot is usually going to try and focus down the weakest ones, so the quicker you can get this done, or at least the better you can get this done, the easier it's going to be for you. But it's going to slowly take you some time here. The one thing I do have to say is, if the nose is getting healed by you, pay it no mind. Really don't pay it any mind. You don't want to deal damage to the nose really till probably after you get to like killing the eyes quite often, because then at that point in time, you can actually worry about it. It's able to at least be a threat. You're able to then like kind of, you know, figure out what you want to do from there. If you're focusing the nose down too early, it's going to make everything go out of whack. The eyes are going to easily spawn way too quickly. You're going to just continuously keep healing the nose since you're using an AoE based team, and it's not going to be very nice for you guys. So I suggest use this team with caution. It does work on, of course, AFK. This is the only way I end up doing it because I'm kind of lazy sometimes, so I don't really feel like actually taking control. But just don't beat yourself up about it. It's going to take you some time. Just pray that you don't get focused down. If you have one character to get focused down, hope it's like Wonder, because Wonder has a little bit of a high HP stat, and also hope it's like Soy, because Soy himself is more or less going to save your butt quite a lot in this game here, especially for at least the damage taking side. But that's all I really wanted to go about in this video here. I was going to showcase the whole thing, but I keep remembering how like long this whole fight really does take here. And as you can see, he gets a boost from at least a piece of him dying, but it's going to be a stall fest. You're going to end up running low on SP, and there's going to be points where you're just going to have to just basic attack it out and continue moving. But it's pretty easy, as you can see. Not too bad here. We got two things down. He's going to res it. The bot himself will end up actually focusing it down, and then you got to focus the nose accordingly to then furtherly get to the mouth. But this is pretty much all I wanted to do. What I'm gonna actually do here is I'm actually cut on through it, so then you guys can see the end of it, and then I'll end off the video. So let me go ahead and do a little bit of a cut here, and we'll get to it. All right, so pretty much getting to the end here. We're almost there. We're actually taking way more actions than last time because I kind of took over a little bit late here. Which what you're gonna end up doing here is just going ahead and just doing whatever damage you can. We're currently on 83 here, which isn't bad, and he's only gonna revive his nose. So at this point in time, you're able to kind of decide what you really want to do. My main deal that I was just doing is going ahead and just bashing this one here, trying to keep everyone healed. So all I always do is keep him with a little bit of heals here, make sure everyone's looking good, and then we just slowly keep bashing this dude down, because the faster we can bash him down, the easier it's gonna be. And it's pretty much just gonna make our lives easier, because once again, he only revives once every every other round. So if you can just go ahead and revive every other round, you're gonna be looking pretty darn good. The only downside is this is what ends up happening sometimes, is he will get you fairly low, which is the whole reason you want to carry Puppet with you, because on the off chance that he does get you low here, you need to make sure you're able to at least recover that, because if you're not able to recover, you might find yourself in some trouble. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this here. It should possibly kill very soon. So I think what we could possibly do is, instead of utilizing our Yonosik, let's just go ahead and use our basic attack. Boom. Now we can go ahead and pop off our ult, dealing some okay-ish damage here. And then we'll just go ahead and pop this off as well to get some single target damage and slowly get him down. Now he's gonna revive the nose once again. Nothing too problematic. We're all just looking good. He's still taking burn damage, so we're pretty much still in the green here. And we just continue repeating, rinsing and repeating over and over again. Now, don't make sure, because I almost did it myself. Holy crap! Do make sure that at all costs you are keeping everyone looking pretty decent here. As you can see, we're kind of low at this point in time, so you want to make sure you're healing as much as possible, and then just keep this guy at bay. So our on should pretty much do all the hard lifting when it does come down to the mouth hit. So just do as much damage you possibly can with just basic attacks and slowly work your way through. Now, hopefully our cattle, which luckily he isn't getting hit too often, so it's not too bad, but you got to make sure everyone has some decent stats, to say the least, at least here. So boom, everyone's looking good. We're gonna go ahead and use our ult to keep us buffed up here, and then with this in mind, there goes the nose once again. We're gonna go ahead and pop this off, and I think on very well should end up killing this guy with just a single target attack, getting us to 101 rounds. Now, once again, not too bad. Our actions that we had last time was 64. I think wait, it says 64 still here as well, so I don't know if that was my last actions or so, but still pretty darn decent. If you can just go ahead and do this, you should be pretty much easy to pass this easily. But you do want to go ahead and use on, so keep that in mind. it's probably the easiest team to go about it. If you don't want to use on, all fine and dandy. You can use other characters, such Skull is a good character for single target, Fleuret's a good character for single target, but it's going to be very hard, very difficult to do so. The reason why I recommend on is because she can proc those burns, and of course using the burn team is usually like the best way to go about it. But without further ado, you guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do smash that like button with your forehead and consider subscribing if you are new. But peace out, everybody.